Okay, what's going on, guys? This video, we're going to look at the Spyderco Fluted Titanium Military, which is a mouthful for a knife name, but it sums it up. It's fluted like a seashell, so there's these ridges that kind of fan out from small on this side to large on the end. It's hand colored, hand anodized, so they're all going to be different. This one's actually got a pretty there's not a lot of color on this one, especially on this side, but that's what happens. They're all hand when they're hand colored, they're all going to come out different. I've seen them where they're very blue, and this is definitely on the more plain end of the spectrum, which is all right with me. I don't. That works just fine for me. So it's a titanium frame lock. This one has a very early date code. This was actually made before a lot of the collector's club knives. Because of that, there's no lock bar insert. If and when they finally make some more, they will have the lock bar insert, the steel lock bar insert, which this one does not have. S30V. It's got standoffs instead of the normal back spacer, which is a nice change. I kind of wish they all had standoffs, but so it's nice flow through. You can see it's actually thinner than the G10 version, which is kind of nice. So it's a big knife, carries real thin. Not that I can get myself to. I've carried it a couple days, but I really haven't used it because it's it's supposed to be limited production, so they would make X amount every month, and they haven't really been able to do that. There's a lot of people waiting for this to get this knife, and it's just not happening. I did try and swap the blade with this XHP military, which did not work. You can see the tang actually has a different shape. On the G10 militaries with the liner lock, it's got kind of a scooped, kind of like a Strider. It's got a scooped out shape, whereas the titanium military is more flat. It's still scooped out ever so slightly, but not as much as the liner lock military. So the blade swap unfortunately didn't work out, which is okay. I mean, you can see, comparing it to this brown military, the S30V blade is definitely finished to a higher finish. The jimping here is a little rough on the XHP, but on the S30V it's very refined. Looks good. Grind's a little bit off on this one, so it gives the appearance that it's not centered, but it actually is. You can tell if you look higher up. So, got a Sebenza out here because I think they're very comparable. which says a lot for the military, the titanium military. You know, the Sebenza is an expensive knife, obviously. I haven't looked in a while, but I think they're like $400 for a large Sebenza 21. And you know, you got the titanium frame lock. Good fit and finish. You know, the Spyderco really is up there, in my opinion, which makes it a hell of a deal. I think I paid like $260 for this Fluted military, and locks up just as solid as the Sebenza. You know, same blade steel. Tolerances are great. I've taken this apart, it goes back together, you know, very similar to a Sebenza. No pivot bushing system, but you know, so I think that says a lot for the Spyderco, what they're able to put out for that money. I'm not sure what it says about the Sebenza, but you know, for Chris Reeve knives, you know, that's another video, but you can see it is a little bit thinner than the Sebenza. Hopefully you can see that color coming through. It's pretty bright lighting here. I've tried to get the white balance right, etc. The fluting does give some grip. You know, the military has been around a long time because it's just so, you know, it's just a great knife. It would be nice if they stuck some, you know, M390 in this thing, or even XHP. But hey, I mean, you know, there really is nothing wrong with S30V. I think it gets a bad rap. You know, it holds up. It really does. It's you know, Jay Davis does the you know, the tests on different steels, which is much appreciated. I think it's you know, he gets a lot of crap, but I think it's a good test. You know, it's not ultra scientific, but you know, it's a benchmark, and it's as nothing fancy would call it, it's a data point that's very useful, and I'm glad he does it. It's I appreciate it. But point being, S30V did very well in that test. You know, there's all these new steels, you know, 20 CP, S90V, S110, all, you know, it goes on and on. XHP, CTS XHP, M390, LMAX. I mean, you know, there's all these steels coming out, so S30V is kind of the you know, old hat. But, and although I wouldn't mind to see XHP in this knife. For instance, I think S30V, you know, is a good choice. They also seem to be able to finish S30V to a you know, they seem to be used to working with it, so all the jimping, the inside of the hole, the spider hole is very, you know, very smooth, finished. Everything's finished very nicely. For instance, the 20 CP paramilitary I have, on the other hand, just to give an example of what I'm talking about, if we look inside the the spider hole here. It's very rough. You know, it's not finished to the same degree. Hopefully we can get this to come through, but you can see the jimping on some, and this is kind of standard. You know, it's becoming more common on these new steels. They seem to be harder to work with, so they're not finished quite to the same level as S30V seems to be. You can see inside the spider holes there how nice and finished the S30V is, whereas the, you know, I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's just harder to do, so they don't do it. You know, it's military, so tip up only, which is all right because you can comes out with a spider drop, or you know, tip up's all right with me. So yeah, I mean, overall, it's a great knife. I hope they manage to make some more of them, you know, so that more people can get their hands on it, because it's the Fluted military is super sweet, that's for sure. They are going to make a Fluted titanium Native 5. Hopefully they have better luck producing that than they did with this, but yeah, I think I covered everything. Lockup's just right. It does lock up solid. I don't know if I said it or not, but the disassembly, very easy, just like this. The bends, it goes back together. No problem. So I think I got everything. This is a great knife, and like I said, hopefully they can start churning them out again. If you guys have any questions, just ask down below. Any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. And I thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.